There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations, so you don't have to. Oh, we're boring today.
It's fine. Is there anything else? I mean, we just met, so we talked about stuff then.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that anything else that could be interesting as an intro thing. What did we stop with last time? Any sort of follow-ups to that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's just start with the story then.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, I found this case when I was looking up for like a news tangent story actually last time. And I found it on Finnish media. And yeah, I wanted to give the case a bit more time because I felt like news tangent, I could gloss over it. It could have been a news tangent, but I just wanted to go into a little bit more. And unlike Victoria's your last episode, I will not, this won't deal with any murder. Well, okay, there's a murder in it. Shit, never mind. But it's not as like, it's still fucking sad. Never mind. God damn it. There is a murder, but also other stuff. And it's kind of like glossed over a little bit, even though I don't mean to gloss over it. But yeah.
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 No, I mean, I know what you mean because that episode was like kind of, can it even get worse than this?
Yeah.
So there are levels to how horrible the story is. So this is a little bit more lighthearted.
But with murder. Yeah.
Well,
so
yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone actually expects us to have something super lighthearted and happy on this podcast.
No.
So it's fine.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Do you know anything? Yeah. Do you know anything about American football? Like anything?
Very little. Like anything. Well, it's more like feels like wrestling, maybe.
Okay.
And I don't understand the big shoulder pads.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about the rules.
Yeah, I kind of never understood like the shoulder pads and like the padding and stuff in general, because then I think rugby is a superior sport to American football in my opinion, because they don't have any padding and they still tackle and they still have to do stuff. And it's like, but you're a bit more.
Explain to me the difference between those two.
Between rugby and American football. So rugby, I forget how many people are on a team, but you have to pass backwards in rugby. You don't pass forwards. So you have to constantly pass backwards and you try to make it to the end of the goal line or whatever, kind of similar in football. You have two, sides. And yeah, so you have to, I forgot the terminology between all of these. I never played rugby, but it's basically like football, but I think better because there's no padding. And you have to be kind of like more careful with how you tackle. You can't high tackle. You have to tackle in a proper way. And it's just like, I think when it's the same thing, like when you have a bike helmet, people say that you're more like prone to be in danger when you're wearing a bike helmet because you're not as careful, with bike helmets, because you're like, oh, my brain is protected. I have like this false sense of security kind of thing going on. So I think it's the same thing with American football, because they just crash into each other and then there's all these brain injuries and whatnot. Like,
okay. Wait, but the bike helmet thing is interesting. Is there any statistics about that?
I just remember my friend Susanna saying something about it because she's from the Netherlands, and she's like always like never wore a bike helmet. And so she's like, yeah, well, did you know? Like, so I just always quoted her. It could be bullshit, but it sounded real, at least.
I mean, there is a logic behind it for sure.
Yeah.
It makes sense, kind of. But then, I don't know, because like casually biking, there's not really, like the stakes are not as high, like with a sport game.
Yeah.
But
would you hit someone as hard as you possibly could? Like, but would you hit somebody as hard as you possibly could with like a helmet on, like headbutting somebody like as hard as you fucking could? Probably not. If you didn't have a helmet, you'd have to be like, tolerance for pain.
Yeah. So in that case, it makes more sense to me than in the bike example.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, are people really that much,
Maybe they're taking more risks when
that
they have a bike
careless
helmet.
because they have the...
Could be. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
find a
Anyway,
study.
I don't know. I would just be interested to see if there's a study behind this.
Yeah.
Or is it like urban legend?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So anyway, this deals with
Okay,
American
yes,
football,
so-
this case this week. American football in Finland. So, because there's
okay.
these, well, I'll get into it, but so yeah, people here in Finland actually play American football. And one of our old coworkers' sons, Mari, her son plays American football in Finland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's a big thing. Like, there's actually like professional football players who come here and they coach people, or they actually play on some teams and stuff. So it's like legit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a league called the Suomen Amerikkalaisen Jalkapalloliitto, or like the Finnish American Football Association. And within this association, there's this Vahtera-liiga, which is a maple league. That's what they call it. So kind of like, yeah. And so then when playing in the maple league, this is like the highest level of football one can play in Finland. And currently there's 8 teams for the 2025 roster. There's 8 teams in the league. There's the Porvoo Butchers, Seinäjoki Crocodiles, United Newland Crusaders from Lohja, Helsinki Roosters, Vaasa Royals, Kuopio Steelers, Helsinki Wolverines, and Helsinki East City Giants. So as you see, mostly the teams are in Helsinki. And when I was playing... When I was playing Gaelic football, we would be in Tholi, like this, near the golf course, and we'd practice inside. And yeah, there was like the Roosters. They would be before us on Sundays, I believe. That's when we had our practice. So yeah, they're like, at least I saw some football players and stuff there. And yeah, so that's kind of the league here. And the games and seasons are usually played during the summertime. And with this league, it's like with its current size, that means like that teams play each other a couple times, like a home game, an away game, and whatever, and then they have their finals and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's not as massive, obviously, a thing as in the States, and it's professional, but they're like professional, but it's not like NFL level, like getting paid or doing anything like that. I think it's like a non-profit organization, I believe. So yeah.
It makes sense. Like, American football is not really a huge thing, I guess, in Europe in general.
Yeah.
So it's sure there are probably teams everywhere, but it's not like on the same level.
But it's funny because there's like other
sports. Why is it called football?
Yes, everyone always says that. That's always the question everybody asks. Why is it football? Yes. Yes. Yeah. But like, there's other sports, baseball is huge in Japan, and like you can become, pro in Japan, and that's American baseball. So there's other instances. Yeah, there's like other instances of American sports making, and you can get paid pretty well playing in Japan, and like it's like legit. So yeah, there's instances where indeed American sports are played outside of America. And yeah, but you're probably wondering why I'm bringing a football case to you, because I really don't like the sport. Like, I'm not a fan of football, to be honest. Like, I just have like memories of, Thanksgiving or something, and my uncle and cousins and stuff watching it on TV, and it's just like, oh god, not another game, just 24 hours, like football. Like, fuck.
I didn't know that you really don't dislike American football.
Oh, I kind of do. Yeah, it's so boring to me. I just yeah, and everyone just assumes that I like it because
I never heard you talk about it. Yeah, and I didn't assume anything. You never talked about it. And
exactly.
I mean, to be honest, sports are not really a thing that I think about actively or wonder what kind of sports people like.
Yeah.
So it's not that surprising to me.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely I have, Seattle Mariners hats and stuff because I'm more into baseball. I was more into baseball growing up, and I played baseball and fast pitch and whatever. But then, yeah, football, no, just never caught my attention at all. And everyone just always assumes like, oh, the Seahawks are in the finals. I'm like, I couldn't give a fuck if they're in the Super Bowl. Like, I really don't care. Like, it's just the most useless information, like in my mind. But yeah, people really go crazy for it. It's cult like
for the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So yeah, well,
or just American football in general.
American football in general. Oh, and college teams is huge too. Like if you play in certain college, like dear God, like it's
I get that from American movies, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I was in band, like I did marching band and stuff during the halftime of the football games, or like, you know, pep band stuff like during the football games, and it was always shitty because they were outside and it was so cold, like your hands were freezing and it was anyway. Bad memories.
What about cheerleading?
Oh yeah, they'd be there too, and I don't see how they stayed warm at all. Like dear
it looks really hard to do
cheerleading
it well.
Or what?
Yeah, like all the acrobatics and everything.
Yeah. My cousin did it. I should ask her like how it went. But yeah, she was a flyer because she was small, so they could like throw her up in the air, you know.
Oh, cool. Well, maybe there's a cheerleading related murder case somewhere that we could
probably
discuss at some point. Okay. Yes, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So this case is a case of mistaken identity, wrongful imprisonment, and the pitfalls of the incarceration system in the United States. Yeah. So it all starts with Tyran Dixon. So Tyran is spelled T, and this is important for the spelling. So Ty''Ran, and then his last name is Dixon, which is spelled Dixon. So Tyran Dixon. Yeah. And he was a defensive lineman from Newberry College in South Carolina. So he played college football at Newberry College. And this is where he's originally from, South Carolina. He got a master's degree. He spent some time in the NFL Academy. And he played pro football at the XFL, which was a professional American football minor league, which stopped in 2023. So he played professional football at this point. So he's quite talented, gifted, also like master's degree, so smart, like well-rounded guy seeming, you know. And so Tyran went to Europe, Finland. He came to Finland and he played football in 2024. And I forget, was he on the Helsinki like Wolverines or something like that? But he was in Helsinki on one of those teams. And he did like coaching for kids and, you know, just like, because I mean, who else knows better than a American football player than him? So like he came over here and helped out with coaching and playing on the teams and stuff like that. And then at the end of the season in September, he was going to fly back home. And as fate would have it, there was a storm on the way. So the plane had to make a detour and had to have like a layover in Boston, Massachusetts. And that's when things kind of went wrong. So at this point, like I can't even imagine what I would be feeling if I was in his shoes, like this like gut dropping feeling. Because as he lands in Boston, the police are waiting for him. They have an arrest warrant for him. And the reason why they have this for him, he has no idea why. So the police take him into custody and he's completely clueless of why this is all happening. And of course, they're not telling him why. They're not like, oh, you're under arrest for the suspicion of blankety blank or whatever. He's nothing. Like, what the fuck? You're coming back from Finland. And you first thing you land in the States, you're like, okay, this will be easy. Like, that's the easier part, getting into the States if you're an American citizen, right? No, apparently not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, and it's interesting that like they knew his whereabouts. Like he was originally supposed to land in South Carolina. So then it's interesting that they knew his whereabouts. Why couldn't they have like even gotten the Finnish police involved, or I don't know, something interesting like that? Like if he was coming back, you know, it's just interesting that they picked him up in Boston.
So, based on the nothing that I know about this story, my guess would be that there's an arrest warrant for him, but it's not for like a major thing. So they are not making the effort to reach out to Finland or wherever he would be. But then, he arrives and there's probably some system that flags that, oh, this name appeared on this flight, right? So let's then go and arrest him. But it's not something that would warrant the extra effort to contact another country.
Well, you'll hear about the reason why, and it would have maybe warranted, but yeah, I mean, I think once they saw that, okay, he's on this flight, ding, we don't have to do extradition, from Finland to, the States, which is there even extra? Yeah, probably some type of agreement between the countries. Yeah.
So how long was he away by this time? He went to Finland and then now he's coming back to the States.
That's a good question.
How long was this?
He was going back. So, yeah, I think it was like the previous year he was already in the States because he was playing at a college alumni game. And so that was 2023 at this point. And then I think he came in this, I'm guessing he would probably be coming in 2024, early 2024 to Finland. And then he stayed the whole summer and then coming back in September. I think that's like my guesstimation.
Okay, so it's a few months.
Yeah, less than a year, but more than half a year, I would assume. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So in an interview on WIS News, so I have like sources from Finland. That's why I found it. And then, of course, there's so many more sources in English because, well, it affected an American citizen. So I think it was kind of big news there. Or not big news, but... So on WIS News, Dixon states that he's never had any issues with the authorities and he has a clean record. And like I said, he's, educated dude, went to college, like no background of any nefarious things. And they keep him overnight. And the next day he finds out that they have arrested him on the grounds of murder and attempted murder. Which is like, what the fuck? Like, when you hear that, you're like, holy fuck. It's not just like unpaid parking tickets or whatever, or like some other bullshit. No, it's like fucking the worst thing that you could get caught for. Ugh. So this was on September 30th, 2024, and the judge denies him bail because, and so he can't, so he had to stay behind bars, like on trumped up charges. So he couldn't get bail. He couldn't get out of prison to, go back to South Carolina and await trial or anything like that. So he had to stay behind bars. And then apparently, like the background to this murder was, so jumping back to 2023 now, because this is 2024 that we're like in. So on October 15th, 2023, 6 people were injured in a mass shooting in Barnwell County, South Carolina. And a 21-year-old Jasmine Chantel Roach, who was also 4 months pregnant, was killed. And her daughter was to be named Kinsley Dior. So Kinsley Dior and Jasmine are both killed. And it was quite sad, like reading like some interviews of her friends and stuff. And like on one of the articles, it was like, now her family is trying to navigate the tough loss of not only their daughter, but the granddaughter they never got to meet. So that's pretty fucked up. And that's from WRDW News.
Yeah.
And anyway, I mean, she already had the name picked out and everything. And I guess she was probably, I'm guessing, excited or something. So, so Dixon, so Dixon, this will come in handy later. His last name is spelled Dixon.
Yeah, I figured that something like that must be behind it, that they just mixed up a name.
Yeah. So he repeatedly stated his innocence, and he explained that he had never been to Barnwell and had no knowledge of the crime. And, I'm not the dude. And then despite these protests, Dixon was taken into custody, handcuffed in public, and moved through several detention centers across multiple states, including time in solitary confinement and dangerous conditions. And I think it was I say it later, that he was brought to, he was transferred to 5 different prisons throughout the states. So just like bounced around, and he only landed in South Carolina at the very end of this like ordeal. So he couldn't even be like, yeah, I'm that's not even me or whatever. So they just kept moving him around. And
That's
yeah.
insane.
Yes. I forget
that the guy is probably saying that, hey, it's not me. I was not even there.
Exactly. Yeah.
People have similar names.
Yes.
What?
Yes. And yeah, so the investigation leading into Dixon's arrest was flawed, as you probably know or figured out. And law enforcement confused Dixon with the actual suspect, Tyren Dixon. So, which is spelled, remember, Tyran is spelled Ty''RAN. Well, this guy's name is Tyren, and then Dixon, DICKSON, not DIXON. So, due to the similar sounding names and failed to properly verify identities or follow up on exculpatory evidence, Tyran even said himself in an interview, he's like, I'm like 300 pounds and Tyran is 180 pounds and we look nothing alike, which is totally true. Like, you have this guy who's like, skinnier and like not as athletically built as this bigger, fucking football player.
So
they look completely different. What?
But he figures out that, he already knows, of course, that he did not commit the crime, right?
Yes.
But then he figures out probably at some point that there's this name issue.
Yes.
That there's another guy with a different name. So he finds, like, Googles the guy or finds him on Facebook or whatever and tells law enforcement that, hey, look at, like, that's your guy. It's not me. Like, see, it's another guy.
Yeah.
And at this point, they do nothing.
They do nothing. So witnesses had identified the real suspect as Tyren Dixon. Yeah. So witnesses like eye identification. Yeah, it's this Tyren Dixon dude. And law enforcement had access to this information within hours of the crime, but they failed to act upon it. So they didn't even like go and get this guy hours after. And according to the Atlanta Black Star News, police investigating the murder never bothered to show witnesses the crime. Never bothered to show witnesses to the crime, like a photo lineup that included Dixon, like Dixon. So like if they had showed him in the fucking witness lineup, then he would have been immediately cleared because like, hey, that's not the dude. This is the dude. This is not the guy. This is the guy that you have in prison now. That's not him. It's Tyren, not Tyran. Like it's, yeah.
It's insane.
Yes.
Also, the other guy, the other Tyren, was he in the States the whole time?
Yes. He's in South Carolina. Like, he's just chilling in South Carolina this whole fucking time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There are people living in the same country with the exact same name.
Exactly. And
with the exact same spelling.
Yes. And that's
what happens. I know someone who has the same name as me.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know anybody Laura Hedlund has the same name as me.
I don't know them personally, but I've seen.
But I've Googled.
Like, on LinkedIn or whatever. Yes.
And one has a PhD, so it'd be Dr. Laura Hedlund. And when I get my PhD, it'll be the same one. Okay, anyway. So, fucking hell. Yeah. So basically, they should have fucking checked. Like, there were so many opportunities to be like, hey, what's your social security number? Something like that. Easily just like, what's your address? Do you live in this fucking place that you were, like, this murder happened? Like, so many fucking just opportunities that they could have checked, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This does not sound very difficult to figure out.
No, it doesn't. So, yeah. So Dixon, Dixon, is now suing the various Barnwell County Sheriff's offices. So office, and then there's some other police departments. And on the lawsuit, it stated that Stephen W. Griffith, Matthew Davis, Noah Kleinholtz, Carlos Colindres, and Sean Murray as the defendants. So I looked up the lawsuit, and those guys are named as the defendants because Dixon is trying to sue all of these guys because they had all this fucking information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one of the quotes also was that defendant Carlos Colindres of Aiken PD did not show any witnesses with knowledge of the incident or who knew the actual suspect, Tyron Dixon. A picture of Dixon, like Dixon, for identification purposes, for purposes of seeking an arrest warrant. So, yeah. So they just fucking failed to do like the most basic shit of, hey, which one do you think committed the crime? Oh, that one. Okay, great. Okay, then we'll get the other one out of fucking prison, you know? Yeah.
Plus, there are like really like social security number and things like that. There are other like
maybe even
hard,
fucking fingerprints
evidence
too
that they could have looked up.
Yes.
Oh my god!
And there was
this guy is probably telling everyone that, hey, it's another guy, it's not me. And then those people, like in law enforcement, they're like, meh, whatever. We got this one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, don't they want to get the other guy if this is the wrong guy?
Yeah, and I'm sure like race totally had a thing to do with this because, of course, both of these men are black, and I'm sure like they're like, yeah, sure, you're fucking innocent. Like, come on, like really? They don't want to believe like a black man that okay, yeah, sure, you didn't murder them.
But in this case, like the other guy is also black.
Yeah,
right. So
yeah. And maybe that's also racism. Maybe they're thinking that all black guys look the same. I don't know. That's as fucked up as that is. Who knows if they're like, whatever, Tyran, like, okay, you know, like no matter what, they fucked up majorly for sure. Like
there is no explanation.
No
for
explanation.
This is so stupid.
Yes. And it gets even worse because there's like other shit too. So even after doubts arose about whether they had the right person, officers did not take steps to confirm Dixon's identity or correct the mistake. In the end, as I said, he was transferred to 5 different prisons throughout the United States. And like they were kind of in the south or like the like east side of the states. I forget which ones he was transferred to, but yeah, not important. 5 different states. And Dixon's family and legal representatives tried to provide evidence of Dixon's alibi. So his mom drove to Barnwell County with proof of an alibi which would have freed her son. But law enforcement ignored these efforts. In fact, he was playing in an alumni game at Newberry College in Columbia, South Carolina at the time of the murder. So he possibly couldn't have fucking done it. Like, how many witnesses? You have like the whole team.
Plus, it's just a whole other person.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, so Dixon, of course, suffered significant emotional, physical, and financial harm during the wrongful detention, including fear, anxiety, humiliation, and loss of income. So he was even in solitary confinement for 3 whole weeks, which...
Wow.
Yeah, like not because he, did something
That's
wrong
bad.
and like was in solitary confinement, just, oh, we're going to punish you. No, because he was deemed to have a celebrity status because of his football career, because his profile, his NFL football profile was like public. And so they're like, yeah, you can't be in Gen Pop because, you might get like, you have celebrity status. So I don't know, someone might want to hurt you or do, I don't know what the fuck. So for your own safety, you have to be in solitary confinement. So 3 fucking weeks. And you're already like, I just want to get free. Yeah.
But can you imagine like this could happen to you?
Yeah.
Or anyone?
Yeah.
But, like you're going home.
Yes.
And then you're like, sorry,
prison. Like I'm just imagining, like Tyran wanting to go home, eating his favorite meal or something, or his mom's cooking him some food or something. Like when you go home in the States, of course, there's like some food items or some things that you missed over the past like 6 months or whatever that you've been gone. Like, oh yeah,
Sure.
fuck, I can't wait to do this and I can't wait to do that. And you're just like, oh, it'll be great to be around family. Nope. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's not even, because I thought originally when you started this story that, okay, yeah, there was some confusion and then they probably figured it out within a few days.
No. Do you want to guess how many days he was?
I mean, the 3 weeks in solitary confinement in itself, that's already a really long time. It's
Yeah.
probably something like, I'm going to guess, 100 days.
Not quite as much, no. But yeah, I'll tell you in
Okay.
this next sentence. But okay. So after 67 days, Dixon was finally released when officers realized the mistake. Just, hit them over the head with some, like, oh, I get it. The light bulb finally turned on. Oh, fuck, okay. And the real suspect, Tyrone Dixon, was later arrested. So December 6th, 2024, he was finally free. And yeah, so I only have a few more points here, but the complaint alleges violation of Dixon's civil rights. So this he's suing basically those officers that I mentioned above, all of those people. He's suing them, and this lawsuit alleges violations of Dixon's civil rights, including false arrest, malicious prosecution, and supervisory failures, and seeks damages and attorney fees, of which he hopes he wins. And I hope he fucking wins too. I don't think anybody would hope that he doesn't win this case. It's fucking
of course.
insane, right? So
yeah,
in the end, the actual murderer, Tyrone Wrongful Dixon, was charged with murder, attempted murder, and possession of a weapon during a violent crime, according to officials. And Dixon was booked on, and his bond was also denied, according to officials. So that's kind of it for now. And I watched a lot of interviews with Tyrone, and yeah, it's kind of just a fucking wild story, isn't it? 67
it is
days.
Really wild. And also, yeah, it's a long time, over 2 months for nothing.
Yes.
And also the other guy, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't flee, because I would assume that during this more than two months, he heard about this mix-up.
Yeah, I mean, the people knew who it was that shot up, the group of people. So those other suspects were like, yeah, we know who it is. He's down the street. He fucking lives 2 doors down. Or, I'm sure he moved in some circles where they knew.
But also, what was he doing? Yeah. But what was this guy doing? When the other tyrant was saying that, hey, look at this guy. It's this other guy. It's not me. And then the other guy was just chilling at home, or
maybe.
I don't know. Of course, who found out what when, but it's just surreal.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's. And what's up with him now? Our tyrant, is he back to Finland? Still in the States?
A good question. I think. I don't know. Actually, I'm sure he's coming back, or I think he's back in Finland. Let's see. Because he's on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually.
Oh yeah, he is on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was kind of a short story, kind of straightforward, but also pretty fucked up. There's so much more stuff in the lawsuit. It's 22 pages long, so could have gone into a bit more detail there, but damn.
I mean, oh wow. But also, I guess the even sadder part is that it could have turned even worse from here.
Very true.
There have been cases, well, I guess not just in the US, but we've heard about some in the US specifically, where someone was even, they were never let out of prison or even executed. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So in a way, this kind of ended pretty luckily, or it didn't take years to resolve.
Yeah.
Sort of. Or at least he's not in prison right now.
Yeah, but I just also the probably amount of turmoil that he's still going through now, and then he still has to go through the lawsuit against these police officers.
Yeah, of course.
And so it's not ending yet, but I'm sure
I
when
hope
it has
he at least
ended,
gets a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah, that's all he deserves. Deserves a fuck ton of money. Oh, but yeah, I'll see if there's an update at some point whether the lawsuit was settled or not. So yeah, maybe I'll bring that to another news tangent or something eventually. But yeah, but that is it.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay, well, thank you. That was interesting. A little bit more lighthearted than the previous one, for sure. So that's good for everyone, I think.
Yeah. Oof. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
But yeah, I'm kind of shocked by this. That you would guess that the police just like their motivation is also to, because like there are cases when someone is arrested and they are actually innocent, but they don't. It's not like a name mix-up. They just assume that person is the perpetrator, right? And then even though they're innocent, so it's a little bit more difficult to figure out those kinds of cases. But here, when it's just like two separate people with similar names, it's it's just hard to wrap my head around how that even happens.
Yeah, it's 3 letters basically difference. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, thank you. It was interesting. I don't know if it eases our anxiety towards like traveling to the US
Yeah.
or anywhere.
I mean, I feel like I don't recommend traveling to the United States. Like there's other stuff like I saw, I don't know, on Instagram, there was a reel about this. I think it was I forget her nationality. Was it Chilean or some South American or Central American tourist got arrested in Times Square, I guess, and detained because I thought she was an illegal immigrant or whatever. And it's just like people are picking ice is picking people off the streets, and yeah, I don't know, pretty scary shit. So
yeah, it's not going super well there.
No.
Or anywhere. But yeah, US is one of those
burning dumpster fire.
Highly concerning. Yeah. Well, or yeah, that describes it better.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're not even allowed to burn American flags anymore. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Was it allowed before?
Yeah, technically you could, but as protest, like an act of protest, but you can get at least a year in prison if you burn an American flag, apparently. Just Trump signed whatever it is that made that happen. So yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll be sure not to do that.
Yeah.
In the US,
just don't do it
publicly.
Yeah. Publicly. Yeah. Just in private, behind a closed door.
Just at home. With
and
the curtains drawn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
Well, thank you. This was very interesting.
Yeah.
What do we have next time?
Next time we have a news tangent coming out after this. And the hint for the news tangent, or I guess we don't even need to put hints for news tangents. We don't usually do that, do we?
No, but we can.
Okay, yeah. I guess we can put a news tangent hint on Instagram, because we're now going to be caught up by the time that this is released. Our Instagram will be caught up.
Very important news. We should have talked about that.
Yeah. So follow us on Instagram, because we'll have 60 posts by the time this comes out, 61 when this comes out. So fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it's my fault. I'm taking the responsibility of not posting stuff because I was supposed to post them and then I didn't. Anyway, we'll try to be better in that. Or I will try.
Yes, well. Hei parolla.
But yeah, new posts. So go there and browse through the pictures. No, you still have to say the email address, right?
Okay, fine. You can write us an email at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. And please don't send us what, Victoria?
I don't know. Petra is not here. What was it that she usually says?
I don't know.
That they shouldn't send.
Something to do with dicks. Dicks and pics, maybe? Dick pics. Yeah, that's what it is. Don't send us dick pics.
Yeah, true. Yes.
Okay, now hei parolla.
Okay, bye.